We're going to completely ignore the fact that it's January 6th and this is when most people are breaking their New Year's resolutions already, because I'm going to talk about my reading and writing goals for 2020. Now, for the longest time, I've never been a fan of the resolution thing, so I always do goals. That doesn't mean I actually achieve them. More often than not, I don't. But because it's a new year, it's a new decade, I figured that I would try to be a little more conscious about how realistic my goals are in terms of what I want to get done reading and writing wise. And so I thought I'd share that with you guys. So I have everything written down in my bullet journal just because it's the easiest place for me to keep track of all of it. Now, if I can find my goals, that'd be great. So for this year, this is the least ambitious I am being with my goals ever in my memory. And I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because I'm getting older and more jaded as to whether or not I can do these things, or maybe it's just that I'm being more realistic about what I can achieve, or maybe I just don't really have anything I want to achieve this year. So they're a lot more manageable than previous years. So I have 3 reading goals and 2 writing goals for 2020, and we are going to start with the reading goals. My first goal is to read 12 books. Yes, 12 books. I did a whole blog post on this, so I will link that down below, and I will probably put it wherever the card thingy goes. There's a whole reason behind why I chose 12 books, but I figured a book a month is pretty decent. I've already finished my first book of 2020, so I'm on track. If I finish another one, I'll be ahead of schedule. And I like being ahead of schedule because then Goodreads does that multiplication thingy and I can see how much over I am for my goal if I read more than 12 books, which hopefully I read more than 12 books this year. My second goal is to finish a series. I don't actually have a ton of unfinished series. As far as physical books go, I only have 2 unfinished series, and then there's a bunch of like audiobooks and ebooks that I'm technically in the middle of when it comes to like series or trilogies. One of them's in like a 19 book series, so I don't think I'm going to be catching up with all of that this year because the books are also like 700 pages, so they're like 18 hours an audiobook. But like I would like to finish a series. Now that will either be the other 2 books in the A Darker Shade of Magic trilogy by V. Schwab, or I will finally maybe be finishing the Throne of Glass series, because I think the last time I read one of those books was 2 years ago, and honestly the only reason why I haven't continued on with the series is because I hate Rowan. And my third goal is completely the opposite of that. I would like to start another series, which, let's be real, I'm probably not going to. Well, okay, if I start and finish a series, that counts as one series for 2 goals, so that might happen. But I have a lot of series on my shelf right now that I would like to read. For some reason recently I've been picking up more standalones than series, so I kind of want to change that. I want to get the series out of the way, especially because some of them are series that I've heard a lot of good things about, like the Raven Cycle. There's also the Crazy Rich Asians trilogy, which I know, surprise, surprise, I actually haven't read, and the Natural series that I also want to read. So I think it would be really good if I can finally start one of those series, maybe finish it, and we'll see how that actually goes at the end of the year. As far as my writing goals go, they're pretty easy, they're pretty simple. The first one is to submit something to the Paragon, which is my school's literary magazine. The format is basically poetry, short stories, art pieces. I don't know if anyone's ever done music lyrics. I'm actually not sure about that. That would be kind of interesting. The early round of submissions has already begun, and I haven't written anything that I think is good enough to submit. I also honestly just haven't really written short stories or poetry. They're not really the form I gravitate towards. But I think because it's my senior year, it would be great if I just submitted something to the Paragon, even if it means I don't get in. Just submitting it would be fine with me, and honestly, it would just push me to write more stuff outside of the novels that I'm working on. And then we have my last writing goal, which is to finish drafting Project Ghost. Yeah. So if you saw the last vlog that I uploaded where I rambled about the shiny new idea and about me wanting to do a bunch of different projects, I really want to focus on Project Ghost because I've already started the drafting process. I'd really like to finish that this year. And so I'm making that my goal, to finish writing my 0 draft. And no matter how badly that turns out, no matter how few words it's going to be, I mean, knowing me, it's going to be a lot of words because for some reason, I don't know, I'm a very word vomity writer. So yeah, I just want to finish the 0 draft of this because once I get that done, I can move on to something else. I can start reworking it. I can actually write a first draft. So yeah, those are my goals for 2020. I think they're pretty achievable. They're really easy, and I would really, if If nothing else, I would really just like to finish the zero draft of Project Ghost because then I will have officially drafted something outside of NaNoWriMo and I'm going to feel really good about that. And I love this project and I really want to finish it and I really want to work on it more. So that is my biggest goal of 2020. That's it for this video and I'll see you again soon. Bye.